this has been a long-term situation of neglect, and it's neglect by the state.
Robin McCulloch runs San Diego Unified's early childhood education programs. She's in charge of the California Preschool program for San Diego Unified. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Torlakson, in his statement, touts the importance of preschool. He says, "We now know that 90% of brain development occurs before the age of 5 years old, which is why early education is so important." The program offers 3 hours a day of preschool, provided families meet strict income limits. A family of 3 cannot earn more than $3,518 a month. McCulloch says $1 over, and families are excluded.
Probably 2 or 3 times a month I have to talk to somebody who's very upset because they came, within $10 or $50 of qualifying.
Jessica Cleaver, Manuel Alvarado, and their 3-year-old son Oliver are one of those families just over the limit.
If I just take my income into consideration, it's exactly $45 a month too much. And if I take both of our incomes into consideration, it's by a couple $100.
Cleaver works for the city of Escondido. Alvarado is a stay-at-home dad and takes night classes and works at the Walmart on the weekends. Cleaver says they don't spend on luxuries.
I mean, I definitely live paycheck to paycheck, so I need that money that's coming in, and once it comes in, it's pretty much spent on all the expenses with very little left over.
McCulloch says she sees families in this position all the time.
And they can't qualify. They're not people who are wealthy or even middle income earners. They're families with great need.
There is no wiggle room. The federal free and reduced school lunch program have at least one income step to help families. Not so for California Preschool.
It seems like there's no gray areas in this whole, situation of having a state-funded thing where I can, give Oliver a head start.
McCulloch says parents desperate for preschool offer to give the small amount they earn over the limit to the district as payment.
They oftentimes will say to me, "I'm willing to pay the difference," and we're not allowed to admit them in the program according to our regulations.
In the meantime, Alvarado and Cleaver try to teach their son what they can.
We read them books, we point out the A's, the B's, the C's, as much as we can, but, you hit these walls where, after a while, you can't get through to a child because you're just dad.
Alvarado says mothers and fathers play a role in a young child's education. It's just they aren't educators.
Teachers are teachers for a reason, and it doesn't come naturally with a lot of people.
Matt Bowler, KPBS News.
Say ham. You're a ham.